Hello, and welcome to another webisode of Doses of Moses. Oh, grrr. So originally I had said that I'm going to interview a drag queen once a month. And judging how horrible I am at being a YouTuber, just kidding, I'm great at being a YouTuber. Just look at my subscribers, all 59 of them. It makes me so happy. But anyways, I said I was going to interview a drag queen once a month, but judging by how I didn't keep up with that, I'm going to be interviewing a drag queen every fourth video. So the first drag queen that I interviewed was the legendary, amazing, beautiful, gorgeous Glitterous. I said Glitterous, not clitoris. And if you didn't get a chance to watch that video, you can go ahead and scroll down and look for Glitterous. I'll try to attach the link to actually see her interview in this video. Amazing queen, love that girl to death. Glitterous is just, I mean, just look at her. Glitterous is so beautiful. But besides the fact, I'm going to be interviewing Pam Cakez today, which I'm extremely excited to interview this high energy girl. Gonna get the rundown on her. I'm actually here at her house to do a behind the scenes of Miss Pam Cakez. So hope you enjoy. Well, I'm finally met with the gorgeous Pam.
Hi, sorry I was late.
A drag queen is never late. Everyone else is merely early. So thank you so much for doing this today.
Of course.
So excited to have you. As you can see, this is the legendary Pam.
Hi, darling.
Fucking gorgeous. I love you.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for doing this interview and letting different people see your aspect of drag and who you are as a woman and, well, clearly a woman. Fucking beautiful. Wonk wonk. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and ask you a series of questions, get to know you a little bit better, let the viewers know you and see who Pam really is.
Yes.
With speaking of which, who is Pam? Like, how did you come up with your name? Well, I know it's Pam Cakez. Let me get that right. It's Pam Cakez, not just Pam.
Pam Cakez with a Z.
Gotta be different. So, how did you come up with Pam Cakez?
Well, my boyfriend at the time thought of Pam because we got in drag for the first time and he was like, bitch, you look like Pamela Anderson. And I was like, bitch, I'm Pamela Manderson. And that's already queen. Hi, shout out. And then I was like, wait, what's like a good play on words? What's a good like funny drag thing I can work off of? And I was like, cakes. Pam Cakez. Hi.
This bitch has cakes.
And I was in a Denny's and I was eating French toast, ironically. And I was like, Pam Cakez. And I was like, that's my name.
Fucking work.
Brand it, period.
Fucking work.
Rest is history.
Well, I mean, that kind of went into my second question of how did you come up with your name, but I mean, you go ahead and
ran with that. Double whammy, honey.
But I'm glad you brought up boyfriend. How has it been dating, being a drag queen? Because I know most people are like, oh my god, you do drag? Ew, I'm not gonna date you. And oh my god, that's too feminine.
Yeah, or it's like you don't even talk about it, talk the second month.
Yes, you don't let them know about that.
You're
whole
like,
life.
you cover it. Yeah, no. It was always like a very open thing. I never had a problem with dating and drag. Like I've only dated one person while being a drag queen, but it's always been great. But the thing is, like when two artists collide, sometimes it kind of dims down a lot of stuff.
So your boyfriend did drag too?
You know, he did. He doesn't do it anymore, but you know, he taught me most of what I know. He's not like my drag mom or anything, but he very much taught me most of what I know, you know. But it was great to be in a relationship in drag because it was always good to have a support system, but you know, like, gotta be self-sufficient, mama. You know?
So, you said that he didn't start you in drag, which we'll get into that. So what keys or what things did you do to make the relationship work then? Since, like I said, dating a drag queen, most people are afraid of either they're afraid of drag queens, they're afraid of dating someone that's more feminine than them with this whole like, you know, if you're mask for mask, if you're not,
if you're an actual man or not.
Yeah, if
like,
you're not masculine, if you're not this. So what advice do you have for someone that would want to date a drag queen or that is afraid to date a drag queen because they think that it's gonna make them look different to the world?
I would say it's you two in the relationship. It's not anyone else. So you have to deal with it your way. And you have to realize that if you actually think this person is the love of your life or you love this person or whatever, then you don't have to worry about whatever else people are doing at the bar looking at you like they're dating a drag queen. Like what? Like that's, I think that's cool. I'm like, if I wasn't doing drag, I would love to date a drag queen. That'd be so cool. Being a drag queen and being in the events and like performing at a bar and like being like backstage and that whole thing would be so much fun.
Oh yeah,
like, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Like I would love it. But it's like giving advice is just like I would say like try to be patient with someone who's doing drag because it's a stressful thing to go through. And don't take anything too seriously because bitch, it's just drag.
At the end of the day, like RuPaul said, it's just drag. So how long has Pam been in existence?
Pam, my first drag performance was August, basically March, but like actual like getting tips at a bar was in August. And I've been doing makeup for like as long as I can remember stealing my mom's makeup everywhere, every night, like hiding it like in my drawers, like when I was younger, like then take it all off before I woke up in the morning. Like I was always interested in makeup and hair and like theater and art, and I was like, how can I like be famous or be entertainer or be something that projects art or be a light for someone, and then I found drag, and that's what I do.
Was it different transitioning from, you said that you were younger, that you would play with your mom's makeup, you'd find it, take it. Was it hard transitioning from, you know, just putting on regular makeup to putting on like a full-on beat face?
Oh yeah, like girl, when I started, my eyebrows were like up here. And like my eyeshadow ended like right here. It was like, who gave this bitch a brush? It was so bad. But drag is time. Drag is practice. Drag is art. And art is subjective. So it's all time, it's all practice, it's all, you have to learn your face. Because once you got your face down, then you could do whatever you want. You know?
Girl, I'm still trying to figure that out. Serenity's still looking for her face, but you know, that's for another day. So, you figured out your face, and how is it, do you have your face set? Is this the face that you're going to stay with, or is your face constantly growing?
This is what I typically will go for if I'm going for a beat. I do like to go fun and abstract and like experiment with color a lot. I can do stuff like special effects and stuff like that. The time hasn't called for it yet. And I'm just like,
I was gonna say, cause like the makeup that you have on right now is like fucking blended beat,
Thank you.
The eyeliner going out here and just like.
Go to Mars, bitch.
Fucking cut with this, and which is beautiful.
Thank you.
So, do you consider yourself a pageant girl as far as your makeup and looks go? Like, would you categorize Pam as far as if you were to categorize yourself?
Oh God, yeah. If
I know we don't categorize ourselves.
I don't like to, but if I were, I'd probably be like a theater queen or like a glamour queen. Cause I'm like the mix of the two. I think I look really nice.
You look really nice.
I'm confident in what I look like, which is good to be confident. But I also like to be theatrical and like bring some difference to my numbers, or like bring some humor, or like something kind of gag that's not like a split on the floor, you know.
Not all of us can do that. Sorry.
Some of us don't want to do that.
Were you always as confident as you are? Because I've seen you perform, and your performances are fucking over the top, off the wall, and the energy you enthuse in them is so like.
Thank you.
It's very loud. It's not just loud. It's very. You're interactive. You're interactive with the crowd. You actually let them know that you want to be there. You actually make them feel happy. Has that always been something you've had, or is it you built it over time?
It's something you work on. It's something I definitely gained after leaving like a public high school, because I left my sophomore year of high school and went to an independent study school, and that's where I had to really focus on myself and like be like, girl, no one else is here to do this for me. Like I have to be here for myself. And like, girl, everyone's depressed in high school. That's a thing. Like it's like, who wasn't?
It really
if you weren't, like, who are you? You know, like so. You know, that whole hormonal time in my life was very bad and like very up and down. It was very weird, but that's the things that teach you to be who you are now, I feel like. So that's what I've learned from, is to just like be confident in what I've had and not regret anything, because you shouldn't regret what you thought was okay to do in the time being. So, you know, I just kind of learn from my regrets and learn from my experiences, you know.
how has drag changed your life since you've gone from, obviously, well, let's take it back. How have you transitioned from when you first came out to being a drag queen? Because obviously in a world where some people are afraid to come out, you've not only came out as gay, you're also being a drag queen, which is another layer and step.
Like a bigger layer, yeah.
Yeah, so how have you gone from coming out to be, do you identify as gay, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so how have you gone from coming out as gay to being Pam to like continually coming out as new things?
The thing is about like coming out as gay, I never felt the need to. Like I always tell everyone, I never felt the need to come out as gay. Because, bitch, I thought everyone was gay. I thought, when I was young, I thought everyone was like, yes! Like, watching Hannah Montana, like, I thought everyone, since like 7 p.m., whatever day that was, they all turned on Hannah Montana. I thought that was the world. Okay?
You get the best!
Yes! And now I'm Hannah Montana. You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
So... like, I never felt
That's a good reference. Yeah.
I'm Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
The house. And it's like, oh my God. I seriously, when I like came out, like when I told my mom I was gay, she was like, you are? And I was like, how did you not? How did you not know? And then my dad was like, whatever, like, it doesn't matter. And then my sister was like, use a condom.
Oh, very important.
Like, no one cared.
Yeah.
Yeah, very important. No one cared. It wasn't like I was like, oh my God, I have to tell you something. Like, girl, no. I'm gay as they come. How can you not? And all my parents' friends were like, duh. Like, you didn't know? So I never felt embarrassed or like scared to come out. And then I started like thinking about doing drag for a long time. And then I was like, one day I was like, I would just do it. Like, fuck it. Like, why not? Let's try it. And then it like helped because I had a boyfriend that did drag and our friends did drag, and it was like they could help me experience things and like learn or teach me to do things, like learn new things. And I got a big help from them, and it just kind of like flowed. Yeah. At first, my parents were like, so are you trans? Or like, and I was like, no, this is like just for fun. Like, I'm just having fun. Like, I just want to have fun and express myself and provide my art as entertainment. And yeah, that's it.
So for the drag queens that are up and coming, like there's always new girls, there's always a new person that wants to come up and do drag. Not every queen's gonna have the same luxury, I would say, that you got with having a boyfriend do drag. Right. And having friends and stuff. Yeah. So that's very beautiful, which is awesome. What advice would you give to up-and-coming queens that may not have the opportunity to actually know other drag queens or to have a boyfriend that's a makeup artist or have never even touched makeup? Right.
I would say do research. I would say go into things with an open mind or a beginner's mind, I would say. Because you're not gonna wake up, do drag for the first time and be laid. I'm sorry. Girl, your eyebrows popping out, your lipstick's falling down, your like contours like down here, girl. Like, it's okay. And, down here. I know, and it is down here. And that's okay, and that's, you know, that's fun. But like, I feel like if I were to give someone advice that doesn't have a privilege, I would say be careful who you show it to at first, because if you're not comfortable, you want to keep it to a close circle so they could then like maybe open your eyes to doing other things. Like my girlfriends have taught me things about drag that I'm like, how do I do a bra girl or a corset girl? Like, what do I do? You know, and that was from opening my world to a selective friend. And then once I learned, I got more comfortable. And once you get comfortable, then you start going out to bars, then you start wanting to reach out to perform, and then you start like wanting to meet other people, and you know, the comfortability grows. And that's what I would say, is you have to be comfortable in your drag and comfortable in what you're giving out, because if you're not and you don't feel confident, you're like, why am I here? People can sense it. Yeah, and it's like on your sleeve, like on your face. Like they're like, why are you even here? Yeah, you're already coming out of getting to come perform as a drag queen. You need the confidence in yourself. Okay. And that takes time to have, and that comfortability with yourself really does take time. And I would advise people to find that comfortability in themselves. Okay. You know, and then, you know, try to open their minds to going out in drag for the first time, seeing maybe people's reactions. Because, girl, a lot of people, they get booked the first time they're in drag at a bar. That's like, a lot of people's first gig is is going to a bar and drag for the first time, or like on Halloween even, like they'll go to a bar and they're like, girl, you look good, like let's perform, you know, like.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just think experimental comfortability is where you should go, you know.
True. So true. I know you said earlier that you had, who was your drag mom that you said?
I don't have a drag mom, really.
Oh, you don't have a drag mom.
But like my boyfriend did teach
Oh, there we go. That's
me
what it
a
is.
lot
That's
of
what it is.
stuff.
We were talking about your boyfriend and him, how you said he's not your drag mom. So, do you consider yourself having a drag mom, or would you say that you don't have a drag mom?
I wouldn't say I have a drag mom because he doesn't really do drag. He just taught me a lot and used to do it like here and there. You know, so like I don't no one really like was like, I need you to teach me how to do drag, like, you know, like.
Yeah.
And like I'm more than welcome to being like House of Cakes. But like right now I don't really have a drag mother. Never have really had one in general.
Okay.
So I've been the independent fish. Hashtag gender X. Hashtag procreate.
So, I know you said, obviously we've seen now, you haven't had a drag mom. What if someone came up to you and said, hey, can you be my drag mom? I've seen you perform. I love you. You've done, like, you're amazing. How would you feel for someone to actually want you to be their drag mom?
I would love that. You know, it'd be really cool to teach someone art and teach someone how to find themselves and teach them how to, you know, be in drag. Because it's a lot. It's more than just wearing heels and going to a bar.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's the energy you put out is different, and it's a lot more exhausting than, like, just being at home with friends.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you have to make sure you're walking around this bar, like, entertaining people and, like, talking to everyone and, like, remembering people's names. And, like, girl, doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot. Like,
yeah.
Like, and you're drinking and you're having fun, and it's a lot of fun, but it's, like, also, like, physically and energetically exhausting because, like, you have to share yourself with so many people and then go perform or host a show and then, like, drive an hour away back home, you know? Like, it's very, like, exhausting, but it's very fun, you know?
Almost definitely. Which, do you remember the first time that you performed? Because I know you said that you performed in, you said August is considered your first performance.
My first drag performance where I was getting tips and, you know, like, but my first, like, performance in drag was at a Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I was the Trixie, so I was, like, the opening act. And then, like, a few months later, a local show in town was like, let's perform. And I was like, let's do it. And now I host my own show at the same venue.
Well, I mean, like, this is moving to my next question. Where can people find Pam Cakez at? Where do you mainly perform at? Wow. Where if someone wants to see you perform, where can they actually come and find you?
You can find me anywhere between Santa Barbara and LA. So I'll be Santa Barbara. I'm in Ventura every second Sunday of every month. I do gigs in West Hollywood. I do gigs in Highland Park. I do everywhere I can. You'll find me. So I'm always posting flyers. I'm always posting promos about what I'm doing on my Instagram, on everything else. So I mostly perform like in West Hollywood or in like North Hollywood. That's like Highland Park kind of area where we do like exposure, which is very, very fun. That's a good time. Yeah, and I might be doing more stuff soon, so, you know.
Do you consider yourself, would you do competitions? Like, do you enjoy doing competitions, or you just you'll perform for a tip spot, a paid gig? And for those of you who don't know what a tip spot is, it's basically, you're not getting paid a base fee, you're getting paid by the people that come and tip you. Yeah,
so you could get paid, bitch, $2 or like $70. You know, it's no one knows. So, and those are the gigs that, like, you want to kind of go off of, like, tip spots, competitions, you know, pageants, because then they get your name out. And that broadens your audience as far as drag and actual audiences, you know, like, people get to see you and hear about you from their friends and whoever they, like, interact with, and then kind of broadens your name. People find you, people want to see you, people want to book you. So I feel like I do like to do competitions for that reason, or I do like to do, like, stuff like pageants or like pride competitions or stuff like that. Like, I would love to do that just because, like, it helps me get my name out. And it's, like, you know, a really good way to like market yourself, I guess. You know?
True. So do you have any drag sisters then, or anyone that you would consider like someone that's close to you that you've actually made from doing these kind of things? Because I know some queens might go out and, you know, do a competition, but they don't actually talk to the other competitors or to any other girls. So have you actually I'm sorry for the noise that's going on right now.
Technical difficulties, y'all.
Oh my gosh. They're doing construction next door to Pam's beautiful beach house, and we told them already to shut the fuck up earlier, and they did, and now they're
I'm firing you!
So, have you made any like close drag sisters, or how would you put it out there to actually go and meet another drag queen when you're out on the streets, or if you're like going to another queen's show, how do you approach them without being like seeming fake, I guess you could say?
Yes, girl. Like, no, like I go see people who I actually like and believe in, who I've followed on like Instagram or wherever I've seen them, or like if I've seen them at a show, I'm like, oh, I should go to their show, see how they go. You know, like I like to like I have confidence enough to be like, if I like a show, I'll go and tell the person, I love your performance. Like, and that's how I made a lot of my friends. Like, I've made a really good friends. Like, nothing like very, very close where I'm like, I can't live without you. But it's more like, when I'm at this gig and you're there too, we're hanging out, we're having a great time, and we can go do drag stuff together. And like, we're like drag sisters having fun, like doing whatever we want. And I have made a few friends that I'm like, yes, like, I love you. Like, I need to come see you. Like, and like, I would say if I were to like make more drag friends, it'd be a lot more fun, but it takes time. It takes time. I didn't like really make a drag friend till like a few months ago. Like it takes time because like you're not always as confident to be like, hi, I'm the new girl, like, you know, like, hey, I want to come hang out with you guys, like a new school kind of thing. It's like, okay, like, what do I do now? Like, no, but a lot of people are accepting and more open, and that's who I kind of gravitate towards, because like people could be really cutthroat and nasty and like ill, like they're taking your spot, you know, like, or whatever, like, and in my eyes, drag is inclusive and like it's for everyone. So I'm like, I mean, you can have fun, girl, like, you know, like, it's whatever. But you know, the people who are very open, I gravitate more towards too, you know.
So, with that being said, who inspires Pam? Like, where do you get your inspirations from when you're painting your face, or when you're doing your hair, your outfits? What inspiration, or where do you go to when you're like the outfit? I've never seen her in this outfit, and this outfit is gorgeous.
Thank you.
What inspires you, or who inspires Pam?
Pam draws a lot of inspiration from like old Hollywood, from like sex icons like Jane Mansfield, like Marilyn Monroe. I draw a lot of inspiration from like old Hollywood movies like the Ziegfeld Girls, and stuff from like the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, like Sunset Boulevard, or like my style could range from like glamour to like Studio 54, like, you know, it's very, very everywhere, and I like to be as broad as possible. But when I think of Pam, I think of glamour. I think of like the girl who thinks she's the most pretty woman in the world, who's like in her own world, like, look at my mirror, like, what did you say? Like, that's how I am, but in a very nice way, you know? Not like, you know, I like to be very nice, but I like to be very like glamorous in a way, I guess you could say, you know?
G-L-A-M. I don't know how to sing, so I'll stop now.
Work. Oh, copyright.
Oh, sorry.
That's why he stopped.
Okay, so there's a huge thing I mean, Alaska says in her songs, if you're not wearing nails, you're not doing drag. Do you consider not wearing nails not doing drag?
Not every girl wears nails, girl.
But
if you have a pair of gloves on, that's okay.
I guess you can technically say cheating. Which is also, a lot of queens these days say if you're not padded, you're not doing drag. What is your opinion on the queens that are not padding these days, or feel like they don't need to be padded? Like, I mean, it looks good on Pearl. Pearl fucking can rock it. There is certain queens that don't need a pad. So what is your opinion on padding?
Like, I feel like, I mean, I don't pad sometimes, you know, like, I just feel like it depends on the garment that you're wearing. Like, I'm wearing this full-on, this full-on, like, bodysuit that goes to my ankles, bitch. Like, my boy body's not gonna look good in that. Like, a straight stick body is not gonna look good in that. I want a more voluptuous body. But if you're wearing, like a big dress, there's no need to go put on pads, you know? Like, as long as your waist is thin, you're good with that, you know? Like, you need to make sure your waist is thin if you're gonna dress, girl. I don't care what you look like or what you are, who you are, bitch. Your waist has to be thin, because then you get that completely changes the whole thing. Like if your waist is thin and you're in a big dress, then you made your silhouette.
That's true. That's totally true.
So like you can cheat a lot of the ways. Like I see girls who are padded in like tulle dresses, and I'm like, why? You can't move in that, you know, like, because a lot of the things that you can't move in if you're padded, like, so you can't do certain things if you're padded. Like I can't bend on all the way if I'm padded. Like,
when you're in your corsets or any of that,
like,
yeah.
Girl, I ain't doing that. Like, it's stay on the floor. Sorry, you know.
Yeah, totally. So this brings me kind of to a closing question. Yeah, every girl wants to do it. Most every girl wants to do it. What is the ultimate goal for Pam? Obviously, do you see yourself trying out for RuPaul's Drag Race? Is that something that you think that you want in your future? Or is that something where you're comfortable now as being Pam Cakez at, you know, the WeHo LA scene, non-Ru girl level? Or do you want to elevate yourself to RuPaul's Drag Race and actually try out for the show?
I do want to try out for the show. I do want to feel like, I think if I got on Drag Race, I would go far and I'd be like really, really good. I feel like I would want to go to win, but I feel like it's not my goal. Like if I don't get on Drag Race, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, you know, like like it's just TV, it's just fun. I can make, there's plenty of queens who have made a great name for themselves out of Drag Race, like that are local queens who have like hundreds of thousands of followers and fans and people who like want to go see them and see them perform, and they've never even been on Drag Race or seen a shed of light on Drag Race. Like they've never even been shown on like a drag anything. Like so it's like I want to make my way like that. I want to be known for what I want to provide. Like I made my brunch show so I can provide a platform for queer performers to express their performances. Like I want to have that saying in the world. I want to have that voice to be like, I can do this and I can provide this for people who don't have it, you know?
Yeah, fucking beautiful.
Because people use their fame and don't like use it right, you know?
Yo,
and like bitch, like not everyone helped me, so I want to help everyone else. I'm like, if I can provide this, I'm gonna do it. Like, you know, like I want to open a drag bar when that's like my ultimate goal, is to open a drag bar, gay bar, somewhere even in my hometown or like anywhere like that I can, and like provide that space for people to come and perform and like have a safe performance, happy place, you know?
No, yeah,
that's like an ultimate goal of mine.
Well, I mean, so we might see you on Drag Race.
Just might.
Well, that was the last question. I thank you so much for doing this because, like I said, to literally go out of your day and to get paint, to get in an outfit, to get engaged.
Oh, this is just lipstick and lashes, girl. It's fine.
Fucking figured. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Like this, baby.
Oh, sorry for cussing. This is a kid channel.
Monetized.
It's not a kid channel. But thank you so much. So when is your next show so they can actually come and see you?
My next show is the show that I'm hosting, March 8th, Drag by the She, on Sunday at the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club. The doors open at 11 and the show's at noon. And where can they find you as far as, like, do you have any of your social media platforms? Instagram, Pam Does Glam. That's my main platform where you'll find me. And I got Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. Fierce and fabulous. Tip your queens. Mm-hmm.